We bring in Joel Klatt.
Presented by Groove Toyota. First game Sunday against the Titans. What are your expectations for Bo going into year two? Do you think we're going to see a lot of things that will be different from offensive perspective, from how he gets to the line of scrimmage, more checks, anything like that in year two?
I would just say progress. Yes, I would imagine more things would be on his plate than were on his plate a year ago, Stoke. I don't know if we'll tangibly see that. It's hard, being from the outside looking in to really see, how much more is on the plate of the quarterback. Is he more involved in the pass protection this year? That's something that will be very difficult for us to actually see. I think you probably have a better insight of that just in terms of the operation of how we're identifying the front, where's the protection, how many times do I, re-mic, who's the re-mic on based on the protection, so on and so forth. I'm sure that he's going to have more on his plate in that regard. And then I think that we're all looking forward to an enhanced play from Bo. You really should take a step forward from year one to year two. The hard part is that the expectations grow probably outpaced from what your progress will be as a player. I think C.J. Stroud found that out last year. We're going to find that out this year about Jaden Daniels. So, all of those things we'll be looking for. But I can guarantee you this: this team has high expectations. This is one of the best defenses in the league. It's an offense that we all think can be not just good, but above average. And when you put those two things together, you get a team that, listen, I think they can be a top 4 team in the AFC. I really do. I think that they can challenge for the division as the Chiefs grow older and deal with all the things that come with trying to keep a dynasty together. And because of that, when my expectation, then I look at the schedule. For so long, Denver, we've just been so focused on trying to improve. And then it's like, okay, who do we play? Well, now when you feel more confident about who you are as a team and an organization, you've got your quarterback in place, you've got your coach in place, you've got a solid defense, you start looking at the schedule and you start thinking about games that are like, you have to win this game. And that's what this one is, even the first week. You can't go out there and lose to Tennessee in week one and think that you're going to be a top 4 team in the AFC. You just can't. So this becomes one of those games that it's like, hey, prove to me that you are an upper echelon team by going out there and handling your business. And it doesn't matter about location. Stokes, you and Mark both played on great teams. And I'm sure that you looked at the schedule in a similar fashion at times where you're like, listen, this is not a game that should be even that close. And candidly, we've got to go out there, and if we take care of business, we should absolutely win this game. That's how I feel about this week.
Quarterback on quarterback, Joel. When you watch Bo Nix, when you watched him last year, what specific improvements do you think he needs to make? Is there any place where you look at his game and say he has got to be better at this?
I think it's a general better, Mark. I think that there are times when his feet can get a little active. There are times when he's in the pocket, and I'd love to just have him stand in there and be the calm within the storm rather than move abruptly, leave the pocket. If you go back to the way that Breeze orchestrated this offense, man, it was like a duck. Calm over the surface and then panicked under the surface, meaning like doesn't matter what's going on around you. You've got to have that element of calm. So I'm looking for that element of calm in the pocket where he can stand in there maybe a beat longer. And what that will allow him to do is operate in his mind so that he can give the ball quicker. So there's this equation that I talk about all the time, which is on time and on target. I think that the improvement from Bo that we're going to see is that we're going to see an increased on time. He's already on target. He's accurate. He's a point guard out there. I've told you since he was in the draft pool that he was perfect for this offense. And now what's going to increase is his anticipation and his timing. And that comes with, I think, that calmness in the pocket and really understanding what's going on around you and where to go with the football.
Man, clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right.
You guys aren't going to acknowledge that Joel just backed me up in saying this is a must-win on Sunday? You guys just going to conveniently ignore that?
You're taking a freaking.
Wait, did you two say it isn't?
You're
Denver
taking
cannot lose to Tennessee.
Thank you.
You're taking a victory lap.
You crushed me. You crushed me for saying this
it's
is
not.
a must-win.
Listen. It's one of those things. Yes, we should win this game, but it's not in the context that we were discussing. It's not going to break the season if they lose it.
Mark, you think Mike cares about context?
No, well,
I don't know. I heard what I wanted to hear from Joel. So
yeah,
I'm good.
I get that.
I'm good.
I get that.
I'm good. Yeah, the point is simple.
Of course they should win.
Could you
Of
lose
course.
the first game and it doesn't? You're not mathematically eliminated. Of course you don't. But if you want to be regarded
mathematically correct, yes.
But if you want to be regarded as somebody who is clearly sending a message, we belong and we're ready to make the jump to the next level in the AFC, you win this game.
Mathematically correct. Now you sound like the assistant GM of the Cleveland Browns. Are you mathematically correct?
Data points.
Data points. It's all about the data points.
Go ahead, Stoke. Go ahead. You're up next.
Hey, there's a lot of data in that big old head of his.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
Joel, I gotta ask you about Deion Sanders. And
oh man, that's an abrupt left turn there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Someone's got to be the adult in the room.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
The bad clock management at the end of the game, I was disappointed that he doubled down on it. I mean, you ran 3 plays in 50 seconds, and you have 2 timeouts. And he doubled down on it yesterday. What were your thoughts at the end of the game and the way that game played out on Friday night?
He's done so many things well. And let's just take it. Before I answer the question, let's take a moment and just kind of understand what he's brought. And did you see the scene on Friday night? You know, it was a packed house. They're playing tough with a team that I think could finish in easily, 3rd, 4th position in the ACC. In a lot of ways, they should have won the game. A couple of breakdowns here or there with a brand new quarterback who did not play well and kept overthrowing wide open wide receivers. So there's a lot to build on. And certainly I always think back to where we started with this thing, which was that 1-win team that was absolutely atrocious, worst team in the Power 5. So in a matter of perspective, what he's brought is incredible and where they're at is phenomenal. Now, having said that, the weakest part of Coach Prime as a coach is his clock management by a wide margin. They continue to struggle in this regard every single year. And I thought that it would start to improve, and it did not. I was incredibly unhappy and displeased, if you will, with the way that went, because you can't just take your timeouts into the locker room. And they gave themselves no chance, in particular, when you're sitting in a situation where you've got to go and you've got to score a touchdown. Anytime that you're going to lose 20 seconds, once it's inside of a minute, you've got to call a timeout, guys. So the ball has to go outside of the numbers or past the chains. And if it doesn't, that timeout has to be called immediately. They could have saved probably 3, more like 4 snaps of the football just through management. And 4 snaps is a big deal. It's a massive deal. So that continues to be a disappointment, and it's certainly the weakest part of what they've got going on as a program, and it has to improve. In particular, because with that league, guys, there's not a lot of differentiation between all of those teams. It's a small margin between the teams in the Big 12, so they're going to be in one-possession games, and the management of the clock is going to be a big deal on more than one occasion, and so that has to improve.
The game you called, Ohio State, Texas, just really interesting game. Great defense, no question about it. But Arch Manning and how poorly he played and how inefficiently, mechanically he looked throwing the football.
Yeah.
Big concerns for you. Daniel and I were watching Joel going, what is he? He's throwing sidearm from the hip on things like a shallow cross that he's completely protected on. I just didn't understand what was going on there. Any insight into Arch and the struggles he had in his first game starting at OSU?
Let me just say that I hope he's healthy, because there were moments in that game when I was like, wait, is his shoulder okay?
Right.
Is he trying to protect his shoulder? So I hear you. Mark, and I know that you call games as well. I was cognizant of that kid was going to get crushed, and the ratings came out today. There was about 16 million people watching that game. I was trying to be cognizant to not kill the kid because the context, Mike, was that was his first road start, and I can tell you that's just a different animal. It's very difficult to start on the road, and sometimes the game can be going so fast that your mechanics go by the wayside. And so to answer your question, I'm not going to panic about Texas. Their defense is fine. He has shown the ability to play well. Even late in that game, he started to play much better. And he's not going to be facing that defense. That's the best defense he will face. Not even Georgia is going to be that good defensively. In particular in the secondary, and more specifically because of Matt Patricia. And how about a line that I just missed is like Matt Patricia, a Belichick-esque disciple, fools another Manning. I mean, I missed that line, and I'm kicking myself ever since. But
Stokes getting mad. Stokes getting mad right now. You may have just crossed the line, my friend.
Wow.
Listen,
I hope Peyton's not listening because you may go on the
Gloves
list.
are off, Klatt.
Yeah, that's it.
Listen, sorry, I'm not sorry. Belichick owned you, Stoke. What are you talking? You guys beat him like one time.
No. Did you not watch the Broncos Patriots games?
I mean,
The last two
those
AFC
were
Championship
good.
Games?
That was solid. That was solid.
Okay.
Thanks to Von Miller and the defense. But you're good.
Hey, I don't know. Look at the stats. I know Peyton threw a couple touchdowns that game.
You're stuttering a little bit, Stoke.
Yeah.
Go look at the stats.
He's got you on the ropes. He's
Look
got
at
you
the
on the
stats.
ropes.
Look at the stats. That defense wasn't that good. Evan, you're going to stick up for Klatt no matter what.
No, I just
No matter what.
I'm just
That's your boo. You're going to stick up for him no matter what.
Listen. We all know I'm Mike's first wife, and that is there's a special place in that man's heart, and the places in his heart that are not totally filled with fried cheeseburgers. There's a special place for me all the way back then. It was just a year and a half.
He ain't wrong.
But damn it was special.
It was.
Did you ever meet his wife in that year and a half that you guys worked together?
No.
See, we're
Exactly.
questioning. Nobody has ever met his wife. We're questioning if he's really married. Like if this
Who
is
knows?
a fake wife, we don't know. We're investigating.
As Nate Bargatze would say, nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows.
On that note,
I hate to do this, Stoke, but it's like they have more championships than you.
Yeah, no, I realize that. Thanks for that breaking news.
I mean, they never got out of camp, dude. Like you've got such a hammer over me. You can be like, tell me the regular season game you played in, Klatt, and I would be like, well, I threw the ball to Marcus Holston in a rookie camp. So like,
I wouldn't
listen,
do
you
that,
got me.
Joel. I wouldn't do that. We were just having fun.
Oh, I would.
Yes,
You got to
would.
go low, man.
Yeah,
when I'm on here, you got to understand. It's like, get the knives out.